Let's catch up with Greg Fairley. Greg, a key financial advisor to the British Prime Minister is in Dubai. What can you tell us?
Hi Eunice. Yes, well of course the UAE is a strong economical ally to the UK. And the UAE and the UK last year signed a memorandum of understanding aiming to strengthen economic ties through closer cooperation in a number of important areas, including small and medium-sized business. The main objective is to develop bilateral trade from current levels of around 45.7 billion dirhams to 73 billion within the next 5 years. Now a UK government-led investor road trip has arrived here in Dubai, led by the Commercial Secretary to the UK Treasury, Lord Sassoon, with a new coalition UK government formed in mid-May with David Cameron as the new Prime Minister. The aim is to wipe out the UK's substantial budget deficit by 2016. But how can the UAE play a part in that? Well, earlier I spoke with Lord Sassoon, and before talking about the purpose of his visit, I first of all asked him what his view is on the Dubai World restructuring plan.
I was glad to be here soon after the restructuring had been completed, had an opportunity to talk to Sheikh Ahmed this morning, and I think it's very important and welcome progress. I fully understand that there's a long way to go in working out other debt problems and looking at Dubai Holdings in particular, but it was good to see that after a lot of hard work on both sides that restructuring has been accepted by the banks involved.
Now, Lord Sassoon, you're here on an investor road trip to the UAE. What do you hope to achieve from this visit?
Well, we've had a new government in the UK since May, and our new Prime Minister, David Cameron, has put real emphasis on upgrading the relationship between the UK and the UAE. So I am one of a number of ministers in our government who's come out here as early as we could to start setting the agenda for building on the new enhanced relationship.
What specific opportunities do you think there are for UAE investors into the UK economy?
What is very heartening is that the appetite for inward investment into the UK from the Gulf remains very strong. We're as keen to receive it as we ever were.
Now, last year, the UAE signed a memorandum of understanding with the UK to increase bilateral trade by 60%. How can this be achieved?
We will be saying to business, as I have been the last couple of days and will continue to do the rest of this week, you tell us what you want the two governments to do to make it even easier for businesses to grow going forward. So it's challenging, but there's a lot of momentum behind it.
Now, Lord Sassoon, we hear that the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth, will be visiting the UAE later on this year. How will that improve business opportunities, do you think?
Well, I think you know that it is an important statement of the friendship between our two countries, and I'm getting a sense of real excitement about the Queen is likely to visit very shortly.
Well, that was UK Commercial Secretary for Her Majesty's Treasury, Lord Sassoon, speaking to Emirates News earlier on. The International Air Transport Association has increased its profit forecast for Middle East airlines for this year to $400 million from $100 million projected earlier, but has warned of a mixed performance among carriers in this region. Globally, IATA says that the aviation industry will report a profit of $8.9 billion for this year, up from $2.5 billion it projected 3 months ago. IATA also said the delivery of 1,400 aircraft to be added next year will boost capacity by 6%, which will surpass demand for more seats. UAE stocks rose on greater volumes today, led by Emaar in Dubai and Alda on the ADX in Abu Dhabi. Here comes a closer look at today's markets and currencies. And that is the latest finance and business, keeping you in touch. Eunice.
Thanks, Greg.